Motivating your racing pigeons, especially young birds, is crucial to achieve success in the sport. A well-motivated bird is more likely to perform well, fly faster, and make better decisions during a race. In this article, we'll explore the psychological edge that can give your young birds a competitive advantage. Understanding pigeon psychology. Pigeons are intelligent birds that have a complex mental state. They have a natural instinct to fly, explore, and socialize. However, they can also become stressed, anxious, or bored if their environment is not stimulating or challenging enough. As a pigeon fancier, it's essential to understand your bird's psychological needs and provide them with a suitable environment to thrive. The importance of socialization. Socialization is a critical aspect of pigeon psychology. Young birds, in particular, need to be socialized to develop good flock behavior and reduce stress. Socialization helps them learn important skills such as 1. Dominance hierarchy. Young birds learn to establish a dominance hierarchy within the flock, which helps them navigate conflicts and reduce stress. 2. Communication. Socialization helps young birds develop effective communication skills, including vocalizations, visual displays, and body language. 3. Problem solving. Socialization provides young birds with opportunities to practice problem-solving skills, such as finding food and avoiding predators. To socialize your young birds, you can 1. Keep them in a large aviary or loft with plenty of space to move around. 2. Introduce new birds gradually to prevent stress and aggression. 3. Provide a variety of toys and enrichment activities to keep them stimulated. 4. Handle your birds regularly to help them become tame and trusting. The power of positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is a powerful tool for motivating your young birds. By rewarding good behavior, you can encourage them to repeat it and develop a strong bond with you. Here are some ways to use positive reinforcement. 1. Treats. Offer your young birds treats such as sunflower seeds, millet, or mealworms when they perform well or exhibit good behavior. 2. Praise. Verbal praise and affection can go a long way in motivating your young birds. Use positive language and gentle touch to reinforce good behavior. 3. Enrichment. Provide your young birds with enrichment activities such as puzzle toys, foraging games, or scent work to challenge them and keep them engaged. The importance of consistency. Consistency is key when it comes to motivating your young birds. Pigeons thrive on routine and predictability, so it's essential to establish a consistent daily routine. This includes 1. Feeding times. Feed your young birds at the same time every day to establish a routine. 2. Exercise. Provide your young birds with regular exercise, such as flying or playing, to keep them healthy and stimulated. 3. Handling. Handle your young birds regularly to help them become tame and trusting. The role of visual cues. Visual cues can play a significant role in motivating your young birds. Pigeons are visual animals, and they respond well to visual stimuli. Here are some ways to use visual cues. 1. Colors. Use bright colors such as red, yellow, or orange to attract your young bird's attention and stimulate their visual senses. 2. Patterns. Use patterns such as stripes or checks to create visual interest and stimulate your young bird's curiosity. 3. Movement. Use movement such as swinging or spinning to create visual stimulation and encourage your young birds to explore. The importance of mental stimulation. Mental stimulation is critical for young birds, as it helps them develop problem-solving skills and reduce stress. Here are some ways to provide mental stimulation. 1. Puzzle toys. Offer your young birds puzzle toys filled with treats to challenge their problem-solving skills. 2. Foraging games. Create foraging games by hiding treats or food in various locations to encourage your young birds to search and problem solve. 3. Scent work. Introduce your young birds to scent work by hiding treats or toys with a specific scent to encourage them to use their sense of smell. The role of music and sound. Music and sound can play a significant role in motivating your young birds. Pigeons are sensitive to sound, and they respond well to music and other auditory stimuli. Here are some ways to use music and sound. 1. Music. Play calming music such as classical or nature sounds to create a relaxing atmosphere and reduce stress. 2. Sound effects. Use sound effects such as bird calls or wind chimes to create a stimulating environment and encourage your young birds to explore. 3. White noise. Use white noise such as a fan or a white noise machine to create a constant, soothing sound that can help reduce stress and promote relaxation. Conclusion. Motivating your young birds is crucial for their success in racing. By understanding pigeon psychology, providing socialization, using positive reinforcement, maintaining consistency, utilizing visual cues, providing mental stimulation, and incorporating music and sound, you can give your young birds a competitive edge. Remember to always prioritize your birds' welfare and well-being, and to provide them with a safe and stimulating environment. With patience, dedication, and the right techniques, you can help your young birds reach their full potential and achieve success in the sport of pigeon racing. We start about 5 to 10 kilometers away from the loft and release the birds at that point 2 to 3 times. Gradually, we increase the distance of the training tosses to 20, 30, and 40 kilometers, staying at each location 3 times. On the third visit, we single toss each bird to encourage independence and build confidence in their navigation abilities. Single tosses are done after the bird has been to the location at least twice with the group. Our birds need both physical maturity and mental ability to race and home successfully at a young age. Single tossing is the best way to teach these skills. When training at short distances, like 5, 10, or 20 kilometers, we prefer multiple tosses per day rather than one long toss. The birds always have access to feed and water, and the routine remains the same: train, land, trap, peanuts, or dehusked sunflower seeds. For release locations, we choose prominent landmarks visible from great distances. Once we reach the 50 kilometers toss location, all training tosses are done individually to promote independent flying. The direction can be adjusted based on the loft's location. Before each training toss, it's crucial to ensure the birds are well fed, hydrated, and in good condition. Hunger negatively affects their performance and can cause memory loss, fatigue, and weight loss. Homing becomes secondary to survival, resulting in potential loss of birds. If the birds fly from south to northeast, they tend to head towards land first, east, and then fly north. In such cases, we single toss the birds with at least a 10-minute interval to prevent them from waiting for each other and flying home together. Single tossing plays a significant role in developing mental maturity and intelligence in pigeons. It teaches them to think independently and not rely on other birds. It's important to recognize that racing pigeons must navigate and think for themselves, becoming leaders rather than followers. Single tossing helps educate the bird and build its confidence to fly alone. We shouldn't overlook the bird's familiarity with the shipping baskets used by the local club. Successful trainers provide identical baskets for the birds to eat and drink from, replicating the size, color, feed and water location, release location, and opening of the club's crate. This prepares the birds for basket night, giving them an advantage by knowing where to find food and water. In each situation, we aim to prepare our birds in advance for new experiences. Our training and learning techniques encourage independent thinking and navigation, setting our birds apart from others in the race. It's important to understand that we breed and train athletes, whether human or animal. They require athletic ability, proper training and coaching, a nutritious diet, good health and hygiene, sufficient rest, a regular routine, and a stress-free environment to compete and win consistently. In England, we have various races for young and old birds. Classic races hold high value, where each loft enters their best birds to compete against other top lofts. The race distances range from 250 kilometers to over 1,000 kilometers. These races test the bird's intelligence, orientation, navigation abilities, motivation, determination, courage, and heart. They fly individually for long distances, showcasing their leadership skills. Birds that perform well in these races often become excellent breeders and hold great value in breeding lofts. They prove themselves under challenging race conditions after receiving proper education. As parents, we want the best for our children. We provide them with top-quality education by sending them to the best schools, ensuring they have excellent teachers, and providing them with the best learning resources. We invest time and money in their education because we believe it is crucial for their success in life. Similarly, we must give our young birds the best possible training for them to have the greatest chance of succeeding and winning significant prizes. They are like young children eager to learn, and their education begins from the day they are born. To ensure their proper development, we start by providing them with the best nutrition. This includes a regular diet of grains with a protein content of 15 to 17%, supplemented with raw peanuts, safflower, and poultry pellets containing 21 to 28% protein. We also offer fresh grit daily and provide liquid vitamins, minerals, and electrolytes in their water 2 to 3 times a week. From a young age, around 14 days old, we introduce small grains in their nest bowl during each feeding to teach them to eat. We also gently dip their heads into water once or twice a day starting at 21 days old to encourage drinking. We begin this early education to avoid any setbacks in their growth, muscle development, bone structure, or feather quality when we separate them from their parents at 26 to 30 days old. It is important not to limit or ration the feed for young birds in training. They should have unlimited access to quality grain from birth until the end of a race series, just like ensuring our children have enough food to grow big, strong, and healthy. When we wean the young birds, usually at 26 to 30 days of age, we want them to have a continuous supply of feed and water for about 4 to 6 days. This ensures their uninterrupted growth and mental and physical development, keeping them active and alert at all times. When settling the birds in the flying loft, we follow a simple routine. We show them where to enter or trap safely, guiding them through the trap a few times by hand. A few peanuts waiting for them after trapping encourages them to do so quickly. This routine should remain consistent, with the same sequence of loft fly or exercise, landing, trapping, and peanuts. After about 3 to 4 weeks of loft flying, the young birds will become stronger and more curious. They will start exploring beyond the immediate vicinity of the loft, spending time routing and checking their surroundings away from the loft. When they demonstrate this behavior, it indicates they are ready for road training tosses. However, road training should not begin until the birds start routing. Again, we need to educate the birds about the training basket. We gradually introduce them to the basket a few at a time in front of the loft, allowing them to stay inside for about 10 to 15 minutes before opening the basket for them to safely fly back to the loft. We repeat this process 3 to 4 times with a few birds at a time before starting road training. This helps the birds feel secure in the basket and prevents confusion. There are many reasons to buy my racing pigeon method.
To the pigeon's throat, and they call it the motor. You wonder why they call it the motor. But when you think about it, the throat, it's got to be called a motor, because this is how the oxygen gets into the pigeon. And without oxygen, he can't perform. It has to go into his body, into his lungs, then into his bloodstream. And then that's where the energy comes from. I think it's been found that a pigeon beats his wings in 1 hour 35,000 times. That's a hell of a lot of work. The oxygen has got to come into the body to help him do this. He's got to fill his air sacs, breathe out, breathe in, fill his air sacs, breathe out, breathe in. I think he has to do that every time he flaps his wings. So everything must be 100%. So the more perfect that pigeon's throat is, the more perfect the motor is. It's very important when you look at the throat of a pigeon, that the pigeon is calm. I like to close all the cockbirds in their nest box the evening before, and then go in the loft the following morning with my book and take each one carefully in my hand. When I open a pigeon's mouth, which I must stress you have to do very, very carefully. You don't go in it like a bull in a china shop and wrench the pigeon's mouth open. You look very carefully and you look to the back of the mouth. And at the back of the mouth there is a curtain. And the curtain is in 2 parts, just like they've been pulled together. What you want is one where they're put together and hanging dead straight and you can barely see the line. Open a little bit, doesn't matter too much, but hanging at a wrong angle and open too wide, creased, no. It's got to be right straight in the middle, a line, and the curtain nice and even both sides. And that is the perfect throat. And you don't see too many. You don't see too many.
The old distance thinking was all beans and peas, or beans, peas and tares, which were marketed as channel mixtures. Well, actually you were doing exactly opposite of what you need to be.
I think a lot of fanciers fail to think just how much effort a pigeon puts in when he's racing. If you look how many times a pigeon's wing beats in a minute, I think it's something like 600 times in a minute or something like that. You can imagine the amount of effort and energy needed to do that. You have to put the fuel in the way of food. That's your petrol, so to speak.
Then the most important is give light food. It's not necessary that you or me, that we go all days to the restaurant, because on 1 month we are sick. That's also by the pigeons. So light food.
If they could come back now and see how fast pigeons come from 400, 500 miles on these light mixtures, carbohydrate and fats, they'd be astounded.
But the food doesn't want to be too strong, too rich, too much protein.
Even I can go back when 12 hours was nothing from Nance, and that was flying 360, 365 miles. There'd be 12 hours for leading pigeons, and you'd get a few on the day. Now, I mean, they come as if they're coming from 50 miles, if it's anything like today. It's just a total turnaround completely.
Right food, and that is the most important. Because with my food, you cannot give too much. They stop when they come on the barley. Barley, that's good word. They stop then. And when they stop on with barley, then you said, I am away to tomorrow, I come tomorrow back.
Get my main racing system, just email me direct. I'm an experienced ex-pigeon racer from England, and I can offer valuable insights and guidance on all aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to racing. During my racing days, I managed a small team of no more than 70 pigeons, including stock, young birds, and old birds. It was not uncommon for me to send as few as 6 birds to a race and still secure the top 3 positions out of up to 2,500 pigeons in my club and federation. My race distances typically ranged up to 300 miles, and I consistently achieved top 5 placements in my club. My expertise extends to the art of selecting excellent breeders, including evaluating pigeons based on their eye-sign characteristics. I firmly believe that true champions can only be bred from top quality stock, and I can guide you in identifying and acquiring such pigeons. I understand that many pigeons for sale are advertised based on their lineage or pedigree, but I emphasize the importance of assessing the bird itself rather than relying solely on paperwork. As part of my offer, I invite you to share photos of your pigeons, including their eye sign and wing characteristics. I'll provide you with free advice on racing and breeding based on my extensive experience and knowledge. Additionally, I will share auction links to high-quality breeding birds that have the potential to produce winners in your loft. Here's what you can expect to receive from me. A comprehensive Word document containing valuable insights and strategies for successful pigeon racing, including specific racing methods for both old and young birds, as well as general advice. Private YouTube videos sent to your email, covering various aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to race preparation. Detailed recommendations on supplements and additives to add to your pigeons' drinking water, with scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Similar products are used by professional athletes and racehorses to enhance performance. Assurance that your pigeons will race home faster, provided that you have quality birds to begin with.